Have you ever lost time or had significant gaps in memory while in the woods, but nobody else around you seemed to notice? That's what happened to Shay in 2016 while she was on a hike in the Appalachian Mountains near Cumberland, Maryland. Let's get into it. I am Autumn in Appalachia. If you have a spooky story of your own that you would like to share, please feel free to comment or send me a DM. If I'm not sharing one of my own personal stories, we are sharing your stories. I can either tag you or leave you anonymous, whatever makes you most comfortable. Make sure as well to add me on Facebook, same handle, Autumn in Appalachia. Now, Shay, we're just going by her username, said that in 2016, she is on a hike with friends in the Appalachians. Now, at the time, she didn't even realize she was in the Appalachians. This was a discovery she made later after she had a deeply unsettling experience on this trail in the mountains. It is important to note, does not normally have gaps in memory or like time missing, anything like this. So it was completely out of character for her personally that this happened this day. She said that she very vividly remembers the beginning of the trail. She is having a fun time. It is a pretty day outside. And then all of a sudden, it is like she's gone. She is out of her body. There is no sound. There is no awareness. There's no memory. She said that a large chunk of time, in fact, almost the entire hike, was just gone. And the next thing that she remembered was being close to the end of the hike, falling onto her hands and knees. Her friends around her just kind of chuckled because they said the way she landed, it was almost like a cat. Now, she never said anything. She just internally felt so off. So for the remainder of the hike, she is internally panicking. She is so confused. She does not understand how there was just such a large chunk of time that was missing where she had no memory and awareness. And to this day, she still doesn't quite know how to explain it. But upon doing research and realizing she was in the Appalachians, she has a few theories. So not only are we going to discuss what Shay's theories are, we're going to get into some of the ancient history and folklore around the Appalachians. Now, when Shay did some reading, something she found that made a lot of sense to her is that a lot of the Appalachian folklore talks about thin places. Now, if you're not sure what that is, a thin place is oftentimes, they say, up in the hollers or deep in the mountains of the Appalachians, and it is a place where the veil or the boundary between the physical realm and the spiritual realm is thinner, which means that you are more apt not only to potentially slip into another realm, but that you are more apt to experience paranormal activity, encounter cryptids, things of that nature. Some believe that ancient Appalachia, or the things that reside in ancient Appalachia, decide what person they allow just to pass through these thin places and what person is held onto for a little while. Now, Shay believes she may have been one of those people that was held onto for a little while in another place or another realm where memories fade, time slips away, and people are returned back to reality or their realm completely changed. That ultimately is the theory that resonated the most with Shay. She said that she felt like she was just taken out of time and then quietly dropped back into her body while her consciousness still remained elsewhere. It's time that she's never gotten back. Now, I also wanted to get into, for just a second, the history of the Appalachian Mountains because I think it is very relevant to the topic we're discussing today. Appalachian Mountains are one of the oldest mountain ranges in the entire world, and they are the oldest mountain range in America. Just to put into perspective for you how ancient these mountains are, they are older than the formation of Pangea. They are older than dinosaurs. They are older than the rings that form Saturn, older than the existence of trees. Rocks that formed the foundation of the Appalachians are over 1 billion years old. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 1.1 or 1.2 billion years old. These rocks that form that foundation were formed during the collision of ancient continents that eventually became a part of North America. Now, the mountain did not form all at once. It formed over millions of years as tectonic shifts and collisions continued to happen, like what I just described. The Appalachians actually used to be as tall as the Rockies, but over time erosion has affected things. Today, though, the range still spans across 13 states and covers around 206,000 square miles. So it is a big chunk of mountain, and it is ancient. And I don't think that it is so far-fetched, especially as crazy as the terrain is out here in these hills. If you've ever been in the Appalachians, deep back in a holler or in the mountains, you understand what I'm talking about. I don't think it's that far-fetched to think that maybe there are things out there that can't quite be explained, things of a supernatural nature, or that the mountains themselves kind of have their own essence and energy. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think, and stay tuned for more spooky stories.